Hey everyone, happy Tuesday, March 1st, 2022. What a fast and interesting start to the new year as we notice that freedom is not free and we're seeing these folks fight with their heart and their will to keep it. I know for me personally, I've been waking up with a huge amount of gratitude and feeling blessed to live in the US and not having those same type of fears for myself or for my children. As a father of three, I can't imagine putting my children through those same type of emotional roller coasters and stress that these children are going through, especially after dealing with COVID, right? But yeah, my prayers and thoughts are with you. I hope for a quick, safe resolution for all you and back to normal life, including Russia, because I also want to just add that they might be fighting by force and by order, and they're also having to deal with these same type of issues. So thoughts and prayers go out to all of you. Let me go ahead and again, my name is Byron Becerril. As you may know, I'm a real estate professional in Colorado. And as you may not know, I've had 8 years of demand planning history, always looking at data points and understanding trend lines, calculating my next move, I should say. So I hope to take that same knowledge and experience and applying it to my real estate career and giving you a sense of direction of where we're going and simplifying the data so it's easier for you to understand. So welcome aboard. This is the big topic today. Home price appreciation and how we performed in 2021 versus 2020. And it's another record-breaking year for you. So there's my information below. Please share it along if there's anybody that I can bring value to. I'm happy to help. So let's go on to the next slide. We're going to be talking about home prices. And as you may or may not know, they've all gone up across the whole US. This is a chart indicating by the blue color that the entire US nation had a positive appreciation year over year from a record-breaking 2020 to a record-breaking 2021. This is provided by FHFA, Federal Housing Finance Authority. In the last year, the top performing states are going to be Arizona. Let me just get my pointer here. So the top performing states is Arizona, Utah, Idaho, Florida, and Tennessee. All have great appreciation in the whole US. 3 of them in the Mountain Division, and then 2 of them over here on the East Coast side. So I just wanted to share that information with you. Again, if you want a copy of this, please send me a note. I'm happy to send any of these slides your way, and you can share them with family, friends, or coworkers. So we're going to go ahead and jump on to the next slide. Okay, this is just another way to see all the states and how they performed. The top 5 being Arizona, Utah, Idaho, Florida, and Tennessee, performing over 24% in appreciation. I do want to point out the least performing states, which would be DC. Oops, wrong tool. DC, Louisiana, North Dakota, Maryland, Alaska, all performing 11.29 or under, with DC only putting up a 6.61% appreciation last year. Ouch. When you calculate inflation at 7.5 last year, they lost a little bit of their net worth. Sorry, DC, but I do have good news for you long term if you've had a home there for longer than 5 years, and I'll get to it next. But if you live in California, there is your number. You're at 16th. It's really solid appreciation at 19.62 when it's one of the most expensive states to live in. Colorado, you're in 20th position at 18.2% appreciation year over year. And again, not sure if you saw the report in 2020, but we had a record-breaking year that year as well. So let's go ahead and go on to the next slide. So there's 3 agencies that give us these data points, and they all have different algorithms, but the most popular one is going to be the FHFA HPI index, which is the federal housing government. They recorded 17.6% appreciation with their algorithm. Next one is going to be CoreLogic at 18.5%, S&P at 18.8%. Overall, I mean, everybody's telling you that if you've had real estate last year, congratulations, it's time to celebrate. You've done very well. So as a region, also really important to understand, because this will kind of share which regions are actually growing from possibly relocations. And as COVID makes jobs a little bit easier to be working remote, people are moving or buying a second home. As you can tell here, Mountain region is performing the best. They're ranked at number 1, 23.1% appreciation in the mountain states, South Atlantic at 20.21, and then the Pacific at 19.42. Those are your top 3 performing regions. I think that will continue to go that direction because I've seen a lot of demand in my neighborhood, and that's in mountain range territory and also Pacific. Got the Irvine house there. So 5 regions out of the 9 regions in the US all performed higher than the US appreciation average of 17.6%. And that's going to be the Pacific, the Mountain, the West, South, Central, East, South, Central, and South Atlantic. So if you own real estate in those areas over the last year, you've grown pretty significantly from a net worth value. Go ahead and continue on though and sharing this data. The blue bar here indicates 2020 and the red bar indicates 2021. This is price appreciation for the entire year. I'm going to bring your attention over to the left-hand side. In 2020, the entire US nation recorded appreciation at 11.7, which was already a record-breaking year in this data. Well, guess what we did in 2021? We even broke it further at 17.6% appreciation as a combined US appreciation average. That is incredible. Many people didn't think that was going to be possible. But look what we did here. Demand for home ownership continues to be high priority across all the US. So I'm going to bring your attention over to Mountain Stage because they were the top performing region in 2020 at 13.9%. And in 2021, we continue to be the top performing region at 23.2% appreciation in this region. Again, I think a lot of this has to do with COVID. It sped up people moving. They have the opportunity to work from anywhere or buy a second home or just relocate for job purposes. This has created a lot of people moving across the US from coast inland or even to the coast because Pacific is still performing really high over their previous year. So everything continues to be of high demand and that's great to see. So let's go ahead and continue on to the next slide. And this is a roll-up of the last 5 years of appreciation. The dark of the blue indicates that it's a stronger appreciating state by percentage. So if you're looking at the shade there, the darker, the higher appreciation as a roll-up in the entire 5 years. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight the states that I meant were the mountain region, so you understand which states are considered mountain region. So this is considered the mountain region in their study. So FHFA compiles 9 different regions. This is the highest performing region in the last couple of years. And as you can tell, Idaho is putting up a gigantic number as a combined appreciation of 5 years of 118%. That is incredible growth there. I think that has to at least my thought process is they came in third as far as third highest appreciating state in 2021, possibly because they didn't have the manpower and the labor to continue to build at the rate that they were building before. It's the demand is still high there and across all mountain, across the whole US. But yeah, I know some people are falling short on labor shortages and supply shortages. I know being in Colorado, there are more sticks on the ground than ever before. I ride bicycles here a lot in Colorado, and you really get a sense of change in the city from a traffic standpoint because there's more traffic on the road. I'm riding road bikes. And then you also see all the dirt being moved around. So it gives you a different perspective of what's happening in my local market, in my local town, my local state. And it's growing significantly. But there are the numbers for you. And again, if you're considering relocating to a different state, this is great information because it gives you really insights or intel on appreciation on how that state is comparing to other states. And I can even go further and tell you where those folks are coming from. If you ever need that data, just feel free to let me know. I'm happy to supply it to you and pull it. So I'm going to go ahead and jump to the next slide because it's my favorite slide and the one that goes along with my question. If you can buy anything 10 years ago, what would it be? Well, I can just simply show you this slide and you'd probably say real estate. Yeah, in the last 10 years, this is a roll up of appreciation in the last 10 years, and it's pretty incredible. So if you're considering putting your money in a good location, my next question would be 10 years from now, if I ask you the same question, where would you put your money? Probably real estate. So if you're considering a second home, third home, let me know. Relocating, happy to help. Here are all your highest, darkest states that have performed the best in the last 10 years, but will continue to perform well because I live in Colorado. I've lived here. I know friends that are going here, no friends that live here, all looking like strong markets across the US. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoy this data and information I've shared with you. If you guys ever have any questions, feel free to call me, email me, or text me. I'm going to share one last slide because people are going, whoa, these numbers are huge. Are we facing a housing crisis? And this slide will say, no professional forecast company out there that's compiling all this data and putting in tons of hours to understand it is indicating any type of housing crisis. Everybody's in the blue, and as a roll-up combined, 6.13 is forecasted to be our appreciation for this year. I'm thinking it's going to be above the 6.13 just from in Colorado, and especially in northern Colorado, where we are still suffering for no inventory, and that's going to create upward pressure on appreciation. So that's the numbers, and those are the data. If you have any questions, there's my information. Feel free to reach me anytime. Share it with someone that it could bring value to. As always, I'm here for you. I hope to see you guys on the road. Sorry about the dark color. Camera came off, or the light came off. Yeah, see you around. Have a great day and a great week. See ya.